We are so excited that we are about to play these two brand new songs from you on our show for the very, very first time tonight. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about these two tracks and what our listeners can expect to hear.
Sure. So these two songs, both Lucid in the Fall and Tallest Trees, these are the first introductions to our third studio album, which is exciting because that whole album was written during lockdowns and this bizarre time we all lived through. So it's definitely our most sincere album to date, and also very introspective. And we thought long and hard about what the first single and a B-side should be. And I stumbled upon this article once which said that during the lockdowns and 2020 and 2021, all the online selling corporations like Amazon and the rest had record profits, because when people got locked inside, all they did was buy things. So Lucid in the Fall is a song about consumerism, because I sincerely hoped that people would learn new skills and try new things and so on. But it seems like most of us just bought things and then discarded them as soon as lockdown ended, because those were all impulse buys. Yeah, and then Tallest Trees is like a juxtaposition, because it's a song about trees looking at us humans and thinking, what is happening? These people are weird. Yeah, something like that.
As you said, Lucid in the Fall, that's a pretty deep topic, and it's a topic that we're only just learning some of the statistics about here in Australia right now, because the city that I'm in here, Melbourne, we were the most locked down city in the world during that time, and we're even hearing horrifying statistics now of people buying cats and dogs during that time and now placing them in pounds, which is terrible things. Are you hoping that people listen to this track and take something away from it and think about what they did during that time?
I hope so, because this whole band was started because we just had so many things to say, and we want people to think a bit more about how they are contributing to different aspects of their lives and how they can change, because I believe that big change starts with one person and one small thing, and we can all do that to contribute to less pollution and to lessen our carbon footprint and all those things. And we just have to think about those things daily, and not in a negative way, not get bummed out by it, but actually just be inspired by the change that we can make, which is the whole point of Plastic Barricades as a band. We try to have listeners who think about these things and try to change and help others to change it. Yeah.
I'm also very intrigued by the topic of Tallest Trees that you just told me about. How did you come up with that idea? Was that something that you found yourself just thinking one day while you were looking at trees, or where did that idea originate from?
I consider myself to be one of those tree hugger guys, because every time because we live in London, and London is one of the greenest cities in the world, despite what many people think. It's 30% parks, and some of the parks, because they're all royal parks, so they're all very much protected, and the trees are hundreds of years old. And every time I'm there, most of my anxieties and all that goes away. It works like magic. And I think that now more than ever, people need to go back to nature and just try to recharge from that. And I was in a botanical garden here in London last year, and I was just walking around thinking that imagine how we perceive what's happening now from a point of view of our short lifespan, which is like we will live maximum to about 80, right? Maybe 90 if we're lucky, or maybe 96 if we are the Queen of England. But those trees live for hundreds of years, so they have a very different perspective. So something that for us seems like a long thing, for the tree is nothing. So yeah, I think if they could talk, they would tell us some really fascinating stories, because I also think that humankind needs someone to tell them how we look from a distance.
Yep.
Like that point of view would be really eye-opening for many people, I think. Yeah.
How did you find the lockdown experience as well? Did you find that you were very creative during that time, especially considering that you couldn't get out and play shows and things like that?
Yeah, all of our gigs were cancelled, and we just released our second album in 2020, so we couldn't really tour those songs, which was a shame for sure. As for creative things, I'm lucky to have really good quality home studio, so I could just continue working. But I had to go on a very strict news and media diet, because at first you consume all those news and I couldn't do anything. I just wouldn't want to go out of bed, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I had to restrict myself and then just focus on being in the studio every day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. at least, and just be there and try things. And then slowly it all started coming together. But it's the same thing now. Even after lockdown, the world is really a weird place still. And I cannot look at the news every day. I just can't do that, because if I do that, I won't be able to write anything hopeful. It's all going to be very depressing. So, yeah.
I know that feeling exactly. I've been the same as you. I'm glad that I work on an all music radio station, because I don't have to sit there and even listen to news breaks. But I wanted to talk about the album as well, because you surrounded yourself with so many talented people with this album, including a singer from Berlin. Tell us a little bit about the people that you worked with on this album and why you chose to work with those people.
I wanted to see how this whole distance collaboration could work, and thankfully, because of really rapid development of home recording and tech companies really paying attention to what musicians need in their homes, the quality of home recording went through the roof for so many people. So I found I always knew I wanted to collaborate with these people. I just never had material before to show them, and now I did. So we demoed some things together, and then we were just recording in our home studios and having calls over Zoom and discussing things, and it all turned out very organic somehow, although we never played these songs in one room. I'm really looking forward to the 5th of December, when we'll have a live studio session all together for the first time ever in almost 2 years, which is quite exciting. And I was lucky enough to find Chris, who's a drummer. He's based in Sheffield, so not too far from London. He's one of those rare drummers who not just keeps the rhythm, but he plays to all the little nuances in the song, and like he can hear little details and emphasize them with his drumming, which is a really rare skill for a drummer. So I'm really lucky to have him on this record.
Now, as we said, Lucid in the Fall and Tallest Trees come out today. What's the plans for the future now for you? Are you hoping to get out and do some shows, or are you already working on new material? What are the plans going forward now?
So as for new material, I cannot really stop writing. That's just what I do. So new songs are being written. Because I need to balance myself with the creative things, because there's a lot of time spent now on promotion and marketing and all those things. And if I balance myself out with some songwriting, then I feel okay during these times. And we're going to release more singles. We're going to definitely do more music videos, because I always found that music video format is very close to my heart. I grew up with MTV and all those cool things, and now we have YouTube. I just feel like it's a very nice way of self-expression, and to combine music with a visual, and make it as weird and DIY and quirky as possible. That's our aim. So for example, for Lucid and Trees, we used artificial intelligence text-to-image algorithms to create both videos, which I think, according to my research at least, this is a first. I've never seen a music video done like this before. So I'm looking forward to all the weird reactions of people looking at this and thinking, what is this? How? Why? And so on. Yeah, so maybe more of that. And as for shows, definitely shows. I miss being on stage so much. So 2023 is going to be a year of many, many gigs.
Wow, well, we definitely hope that one day we might be able to see you in Australia as well. But for now, we're going to play Lucid in the Fall and Tall as Trees on our show for the first time. So what would you like to say to everybody out there who are about to listen to these two amazing tracks for the first time?
I think we have to remember that in the end, we're going to be fine. We just have to go through all these hurdles and come out on the other side being a better person. That's how it starts. And so many people feel overwhelmed by the amount of work they need to do to change the world, but it's actually little steps. Every day you do one little step of changing yourself for the better, and that's how it's done. And that's how it will be done, and that's how we will survive, hopefully.